your teammate potentially in a situation like that to try and get another.
Already, people are dropping much quicker this game.
Oh, 100%.
Already down to 7 duos eliminated from this one. 84 players left in total. And you might think, oh, that's not a lot in Fortnite, but no, trust me, right now in a lobby like this, they're going quick. And I will say this duo of Daedra and M11Z, if they can make it to late game with the assault rifles they have a legislating, maybe hitting a slipstream or a shadow. AR shots can mean quick damage and elimination.
We'll have to see going into late game if this aggressive gameplay continues. 30 seconds until the circle moves. Meanwhile, over at Neo Tilted, we've seen this 2v2 so many times. Clix and Skeptic versus Mongrel and Mitro. The high ground taken all the way up top. Pressure from above. Clix looking to see if he can hit a shot through his quick edit. 103 from Mongrel from underneath. Gonna edit out and try and take the high ground. At this point, no shield on Clix inside the box. Trying to get the edit. Can't quite get it just yet. Here we go, opting to maybe fake a rotation away. Maybe using the shadow to climb all the way up the high ground. Can't quite get it. He's gonna have to jump all the way to the bottom so he can back out of the fight. Hits from underneath. He's gonna box up just a little bit and rotate for a better angle at this point. Meanwhile, Mitro in the baller. Bottom of the building, they're paired up together at this point. Mongrel actually, they're shifted buildings away from each other. And Clix and Skeptic have the ultimate high ground from above on this fight. Beaming that baller, can't quite see if they got the break just yet. But separated, Mongrel and Mitro not going to be as effective as Clix and Skeptic when it comes to solo, just applying pressure to a single target. And that's so important because if you can get a shield break or even a knock because you've shot the same target, like you beamed them down, you push your shots through their builds to try and counter it. It's so much easier when you're standing on top of each other. That might be pivotal in deciding who wins the current.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and back that up. I will say, Skeptic basically saves Clix right there, who was down to just 28 HP. Skeptic, if they get there in time, they get the minis popped as well. Landjock and Punisher, who had some early exits in some games. The beginning of today, looking to see if they can end on a high note right now. One chunk splash to get up to 157 HP. Landjock with the elimination down on the Tulanane. As they continue to bust on through. 2 versus 1. Lanane dead. They get the full elimination. Chug Splash unfortunately missed right there as he was shockwaved away, but he'll hop right back in to help his duo.
Drop in, fighting the same box. Tyler 15 goes down. That kind of 2v1 stuff. You're stuck inside the box with both opponents. There's kind of no way out, especially when some of the walls may not even necessarily be yours.
And Clix and Skeptic run away from Tilted to not have to deal with a fight there, but instead push right into XXM and X-Men. Now the fight begins. Skeptic dropping on back, trying to dodge a sticks. Clix taking a ton of damage right there as well. And did they just get an elimination? The player was knocked. The player was knocked, and the elimination was actually finished by the airstrike coming on through. Clix does get knocked by the stink. We hopped away from that at an unfortunate time, but we do get an update there as Skeptic now at 150 HP eats the stink grenade in the face again, and with only 2 builds left, Clix now knocked, and nades flying on in. Oh, the 150! The 150 makes the difference! Can Skeptic clutch right now? You see the panic sneak, he actually sticks himself right there. Skeptic with no builds, relying on just his hand cannon. They get the elimination with the extra HP. It looks like they'll decide how many mats we get. With some 12 total builds. Might be a difference maker in this one. Through, wall in place, not going to happen as of yet. Tries to get a shot.
Oh my gosh! The clutch from Skeptic.
And you see he shakes his head right there, does get the job done. The one-shot headshot from the hand cannon, 150 to the dome, swings the battle in his favor. No mats, no teammate, no problem, as Skeptic gets the job done.
I said it before and I'll say it again, he's one of the most confident players that we have seen in the World Cup, and right there, literally standing in the open to bait a shot so he can hit that 150 with a hand cannon is huge.
He knew he needed to do something to swing the tide of that battle. It's literally nearly impossible to win with 0 mats and they have the high ground. And guess what? As the player went down to thirst his teammate, well, things worked in his favor as he hits the shot. Saf and Zate, who had a 3-point lead on second place heading to this game, currently at 0 points earned so far, but still in a position where they can earn a lot off placement and finish strong to be crowned world champions. We'll see if it goes their way. You have one head, 4 shadow bombs you see in the inventory of Sap, and a launch pad too. So a lot of items to use in the late game, Dr. Lupo.
Another player flying in, Wishy DP. Gustavox 8. Duo landing below, Stompy, Shinky. Duo that I want to have my eyes on quite a bit. You see a quick little edit fight here through the wall, and they pick off Zexro and Vinny inside their own build.
Zexro and Vinny, I believe, were top 3 or top 5 heading into this game, so an unfortunate ending for them. And all things considered, you know, Stompy and Chinkin were a duo with an average placing in the online qualifiers of 1.8 across the 5 weeks.
I think it was the highest average of any duo.
And we haven't really seen much of them today, so finally seen a little bit from that duo, as many people have very high expectations. Chapix getting away right now by as well.
Back, applying some pressure there to a ramp being built up. Chapix kind of all by himself between two duos here, Dubs and Mega. The heavy snipe to drop Dubs down. Build back just a little bit, reconnect. Make sure your structures are held up by more than just one there, and somebody's got their eye on Dubs still. Gonna jump inside a pyramid, hold that edit. Mega sitting up on top of the windmill and the baller. Just kind of waiting this point. They're just barely, you saw for just a second. 67 damage above the threshold.
But look, because of the 70-player threshold, this lobby has dropped quicker. Storm Shield pops up. One player gets eliminated. The lobby down to 69, and immediately the Storm threat is over. So Storm Surge pops up for a second, but the Storm Surge shuts down on this second zone when the player count drops below 70. So only one player had to go down. That's exactly what happens. So the players below the damage threshold right there do just escape for the moment, as the threat is gone for right now.
1 minute remaining to the next circle. The final match for the duos competition here at the Fortnite World Cup. Still anybody's game. Like you said, $15 million on the line, and Saf and Zate are really pushing for that first place position. Applying pressure from above, gonna drop down. Just do a little bit of damage, but not the best spot to sit and try and fight that. Saf's gonna back up top and use that final mini, 149 total HP. And I was literally about to say, can still go down to a heavy snipe to the body, and that may be exactly what happened. Luckily, at that range, Zate can still pick Saf up. Less pressure comes in from that duo that just took that shot.
They're just going to update that Mitro was just eliminated. But remember, folks, this is Zate and Sap on your screen, who are our current leaders today. Sap knocked. It looks like Zate's going to try to go for the revive, and no one's nearby. Talk about a perfect scenario for them to be able to get a revive in. That could have spelled disaster. But up off the ground goes Sap, and they can breathe a sigh of relief as they're both back in play.
Looks like the players that took the shot sitting at that modern building at Loot Lake, the north side there, still inside the safe zone. Meanwhile, the spread of all these players starting to tighten up just a little bit. Mongrel, one of the most popular EU players, all on his own right now. Mongrel, Mitro, 10 points behind first, 2 points behind fifth overall going into this match. They are so close to the top of the leaderboard, Jack. Saf and Zate, by the way, first for this match.
Keep watching exactly where the players stack up. All the pressure on him. There's one thing you can see. Legendary rocket launcher. Wayne Mongrel makes the most incredible performance of his entire life is if he can somehow get high ground late game and use the maxed ammo rocket launcher to just fire down shots and get elimination. And there's an 86 tag right away with that legendary infantry rifle.
Sees the build down at the bottom. Just any shot he can, any damage he can deal. With eliminations, even just 1 or 2, maybe Keys is lucky. Rush flying in. Rightsiders just a second. Meanwhile, Aqua and Nyrox, the back winners, looking to pick up their third duo victory royale. Catches an opponent inside the pocket. The duo looks to follow through, take the wall, the shots through, and the back-to-back healing may happen. Still applying pressure, and there it is.
And you see the excitement right there. Every point they get is an opportunity to make this comeback happen and a potential win for the European region. I just saw Chicken go down the elimination feed, and they've got chunk splashes galore. Back up to full health, and still scrappy game right now for Zayt and Stat, 0 points on the board, and they are nowhere close to earning closer to
position themselves to move before too long. Pressure is going to happen.